Okay, so I have a project today. I'm building a fire pit, and I needed some nice chairs to go with it. So I ordered these chairs right here. They're little Adirondack chairs. They're cedar, and they come from Lakeland Mills, and they're pretty solid. Super excited about them, and they were only $121 a piece. So we know how expensive outdoor chairs can be, and the fact that they're cedar is pretty good choice here. So here's the parts. You know, it comes in these boxes. It's really not difficult to install or put together. And I decided to do mine and cover them in teal. And it's a teal stain. I'll show you what that looks like. Now you can decide not to do that, and there are some benefits because obviously staining them may require some additional work in a couple of years when they start getting really beat up in the sun. I'm in Texas, so it could be a challenge, and I really did think about it before I did it, but I really wanted a little pop of color out there around the fire pit, and this works well for me. So I decided to go ahead and use this indoor rated, I know, indoor, color stain because it was the color I wanted. It was really all they had. And then, but what I am going to do is add, it's a little more work, but I'm gonna add this exterior semi-gloss, let's see, mold and mildew resistant protectant sealer. Make sure that you get some good brushes. When you're doing this much work, you wanna make sure that you're not making it harder on yourself. So make sure you do that. Hey, look, this is my little trick in between. I like to build one, paint one, so I feel like I'm completing something and then go on to the next one. Doesn't make it so mundane either in the process. So I do take a little bit of saran wrap and I wrap that brush. It keeps it still nice and fresh and you don't have to wash out or clean up in between. Amen. Woo. All right. Now, also another thing, when you're talking about stain, you do not want to shake the stain. You want to use a mixer, lightly mix it. You don't want a bunch of air bubbles in there. So just a little tip there. And then I will film the staining process if you've never done that. It's pretty easy, pretty forgiving, but there are some tips and tricks along the way that I've learned, and I will certainly share those with you. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you what you're going to need to install. And there are the instructions. You know, like everything else, you're like, well, what does this mean? So usually, like everything else, once you get the first one put together, you're like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. All right, I like to laugh at myself a lot. Anyway, you just need a drill, a screwdriver. You do need either a rubber mallet or, since I don't have one, a hammer and a block of wood to help you. And then the first go around, I actually did it manually. There's only 2 screws that require this, but my arms were burning halfway through and I thought, oh Lord, I've got 6 of these to put together, so let's make it a little easier on myself. And honestly, that's all the hardware, 14 screws that are required to put this together. So hang in there with me and I'll show you how to assemble it, I'll show you how to paint it, stain it to get the final end result.